everybody. I want to say thank you for joining our workshop today. Our workshop today will be talking about strategies for talent acquisition and retention for small and local business owners. This is actually intended to be a live workshop in person, but we had some technical difficulties today, some scheduling issues, and unfortunately, that didn't work out. But hey, one little lemon don't stop no show, and that's period. So we're going to move forward. So, who am I? I am the founder of Alchemy Business Consulting. I chose that name because alchemy is about transformation. I moved here to Tennessee in 2019 to spend some time with my lovely grandmother, and just before COVID. And my focus really is to empower small and local business owners by having them leverage my experience and partner with them so that way they can overcome challenges and improve their existing operations. I love human capital, and I hate to say it like that. It is the key, it is the lifeblood of your business. It is your employees. Without your employees, you can't open your doors. So here's a quick story. So this morning I went to go and grab my coffee, and lately I have been obsessed with this gas station coffee over at the Shell gas station, but it's right next to a Dunkin' Donuts. Okay. And I went in and I grabbed my coffee and I said, hey, I'm going to feel like something nice little treat. I'm going to go over here to this Dunkin'. And I went to pull the door with some ladies standing out there. And I went to pull the door. And upon pulling the door, what I found was that the door was locked, honey. The door was locked. And in the door being locked, I could not get in because I could not get into the door because let's see, the door was locked and I could not get in. And there was some ladies standing out there, and I said, "Well, why are you guys standing out here?" They said the door is locked. They are not allowing guests to come in. And I said, "Oh, I'm short staffed." And I'm a big proponent of I'm not about to get mad at things that I can't control, because there are so many things that right now that are so out of our control, and we have it's life too short. Life just too short to get upset. So I believe that your employees are the lifeblood. I want business owners to know, of course, inflation is hitting you, but there are some affordable solutions that are available for you, such as employee benefits, but cost-effective employee benefits that are available for you. And I also specialize in talent optimization and human capital strategy outside of those benefits. We understand that fostering a culture that is conducive to learning and being successful keeps employees happy. So I want to take this time and welcome you to the workshop. Now, for those of you Facebook Live folks for joining me, thank you for being patient with me. I have a presentation that I'm recording right now with slides and everything. But you guys are out there, go ahead and grab your sheet of paper, because the goal today is for me to share some strategies with you that can help you as a small and local business owner to help you to attract and retain good
Be
talent.
your desk.
You very well know small businesses are the backbone. This country would not function without a small business, honey. Think about the holidays. The holidays, those businesses that corner store you can run over to, that is owned by a small business or small family. The banks are closed because those are banks. Holidays, those are corporations. But many of you are facing some challenges on attracting and keeping talent. And so my goal today is to give you some practical and actionable tactics to build an empowered workforce. When you support your people, they will support your business. And here's also what's fun is that in today's presentation there will be some case studies of clients that I've worked with in the past. There will be some retention strategies. There will be some Q&A that I get popular questions about, and we'll get
Be your
through
desk.
that together. Um,
This book contains some of our forms and procedures. Study it a while, and then we'll start you on your first assignment.
You
All right.
haven't really had time to work in your business.
Are you still onboarding and training like old times?
You could be running an organization that
Meet
you've
the
had
modern
for
day
10,
training
20
manual.
years, and you
Be
don't
your
have a
desk.
human resources department. You don't have job descriptions.
This book
You don't
contains some
have-
of
you're
our
still
forms
giving
and
a little binder
procedures.
out to
Study it a
people.
while, and then we'll start you on your first
And
assignment. All right.
They don't know what to do. So
Are you still onboarding and training like old times?
It's already
Meet the modern day training manual.
Be your
It's
desk.
at a struggle. They're already having some challenges.
This book.
So here's why your talent matters. So you hire somebody and you keep them for 6 months, and then they figure out that they're not happy with either the culture, the compensation, the employee benefits, or lack thereof. 9 times out of 10, they are going to leave. So here's some stats that I have for you. 49% of your employees will start looking for a new job within 12 months if they're dissatisfied. 78% of employees reported being more likely to stay in their current role if the benefits are attractive. Don't worry, there are some solutions to that. 79% of employees stressed not only the importance of employee benefits, but expressed a desire for more variety. So, those business owners, you've got your major medical, and only 10% can afford the deductible. And you say, hey, I offer benefits, but nobody signed up for it. Now, here's the problem. They can't afford those benefits. And yes, it was a nice gesture. However, if they're making $10, $19 an hour, they can't really afford a $6,000 deductible or $2,500 deductible. They can't afford that. So they're thinking in their heads, well, I don't need the insurance. I'll just go to the free clinic down the street. Well, the challenge is, and it's very simple that you can solve, is to offer a variety of benefits. So you can offer some supplemental benefits. You can offer some gym memberships. You can offer some 401k. There are some things that you can integrate into your employee benefits that is going to make you, one, your benefits more diversified. Two, it's going to make your company more attractive. Think about it like, here's another percentage. 400% of an employee's annual salary is what it would cost to replace a high-level employee who leaves their role. So imagine an employee that has been with you 10, 12 years, and I've run across a lot of business owners that have some really good sound employees. But when I talk to those employees are not very happy at the job. They're staying at that position because they're used to it. It's hard out here, so they're not going to leave. However, they're not completely happy and satisfied within their jobs and their positions. 40% of employees said a company becomes more attractive if their benefits are tailored to them. So, employer, I'm so happy you ran out and you had a meeting, and you brought in some benefits. And you're probably taking care of your family. But let me ask you a question. Did you ask them if they wanted some mental health? Did you do a 360-degree feedback from your employees to identify, hey, did they want mental health? Did they want a gym membership? Heck, dental is expensive. Maybe they want dental, and they can go to the marketplace in order to get their medical. Ask more questions. I encourage you to do that. If you want to attract top talent and increase retention rate, boost morale, employ a healthier workforce, you must offer attractive benefits. The right people can make or break your business. If you get the right people in place and offer a compensation package that is tailored specifically to your company, you will see an increase in productivity, increased profits because, hey, those employees are doing what? They are getting the customers in to take care of your business, to sell your products, to offer your services, improve customer satisfaction. You know, turnover expensive. Losing an employee means losing expertise, relationships. You also lose all of those months that you invested in hiring and training those people. Focusing in on your talent, invest in the future of your company. Your people are your most competitive advantage in your digital innovative economy. And things are tough right now. I also like to have a discussion, a little bit of a discussion. I want to touch upon this a little bit. There are 5 generations that are working right now. Okay. So you have your traditionalist, you have your baby boomers, Gen Xers, millennials, and your Gen Zs. All of those people have different learning styles, management styles. The baby boomers, managing that workforce is very complicated, and you have to have systems in place in order to foster an inclusive culture that values perspectives from all generations. Okay. You can do this by facilitating collaboration through mentorships and cross-functional teams, provide training and development suited to the different career stages, use communication approaches each group is comfortable with, offer schedule flexibility and remote work options, recognize the unique strengths of each generation because we're all unique. Each individual person is unique. Managing a multi-generation workforce requires understanding differences and setting up an environment where all employees can thrive. So here's a case study. As I mentioned before, the case studies that I'm going to be discussing are companies that I've similar to companies that I've worked with in the past, and I'm offering you some insight. So we have a Green Clean Janitorial Services. And Green Clean Janitorial Services case study, they had a 12-person commercial cleaning company. And the owner, Jane, struggled with high turnover of her cleaning staff. I have a couple of cleaning companies that I'm working with right now, and that's all they talk about. Okay, but I'm asking you what tools are they putting in place? So what we did was we helped Jane implement flexible scheduling, competitive wages, and quarterly bonuses. People stay when they are paid and compensated correctly. That suits them and their lifestyle. Looking at your marketplace and what other janitorial companies are paying, you don't have to compete with the big boys. You don't have to compete with the McDonald's. You can compete with the other janitorial services down there. What Jane did, and it's not a one size fit all, but what Jane did, she reduced her turnover by 60% and absenteeism by 40% in approximately 1 year. Because she was retaining her employees, reducing her absenteeism, she was effectively able to drive more business because now she can take on more clients, she can take on more commercial and home clients because she has a retained workforce that she can trust. All of her employees are paid hourly. She implemented things like some brief pay raises, quarterly bonuses. She increased some supplemental benefits. And those things caused some improved um, internal customer service. So, knowing your needs, we're going to move into acquisition strategies. Know the needs of your companies. Okay. Burned out employees come from somebody quitting and then another employee having to take on the work of that other employee. That is complicated and it's stressful, and that causes burnout. So what you want to do is take some time, and this is where your worksheet will come in, and identify roles, skills, and abilities for each position. Now, if you're ahead of the game, you already have some job descriptions in place, okay? But a lot of people do not. Create detailed, realistic job descriptions that set proper expectations. So, if my job is to clean out the refrigerator at a house, what does that look like? Okay, because how you clean your refrigerator out is different from how I clean my refrigerator out. How you vacuum is different than how I vacuum. So, those are systems and protocols that you can put in place. Once you create that job description, get the word out through your network. So if you're in business, you have friends, family members, clients that you've already been working with. You can get the word out through your network and local resources, local employees, your employees, vendors, customers can refer candidates. Building relationships with trade schools and colleges to source graduates as they're coming out. So, you business owner, you can go to some of your local colleges and go in and say, hey, can I do a presentation about my cleaning company or my cake shop or my school, my daycare center? Building relationships. Business is about building relationships. You can also attend local job fairs and community events to meet potential hires. Because the job market is so competitive, you have to act quickly. You have to move fast. So you can't linger. So that's why you're putting these things, these systems in place, your job description, how much your compensation is, the types of benefits that you're offering. Think about it like this. One job description says, hey, I offer a 40-hour work week, paying $12 an hour, and it's a happy environment, okay? Full-time position. Now, what if you now can say, position 2, I offer a 40-hour work week, $15 an hour, dental, we offer dental, vision, short-term disability, and a cancer policy. Which one sounds more attractive? Hey, I'm offering 12 and no benefits, or 15 and offering some benefits. Now, here's the catch. I didn't say that you had to pay for those benefits. I said you had to offer the benefits, right? That's what you have to do. So, competitive pay, research your similar roles and determine fair compensation and benefits. Highlight your culture. I've gone to several businesses, and some of them are doing it right. Not everybody's having these issues. I went to one daycare center, and she has 19 employees, and she has not lost an employee. So I said, well, you're doing everything right. And I said, what are you doing? She is not only offering a competitive wage, and by the way, she has no space left in her daycare center. So she offers a competitive wage. She helps the employees go back to school to get their associate degrees if they've been with her over a certain period of time. How magnificent is that? They have weekly lunches, and at this point, she's looking into adding what you say, guaranteed issued life insurance for them, which would be a phenomenal job because she's also stated that she's had to pay for funerals, and funerals can be expensive. And so the goal is to take that off of her plate, and then she'll offer some of these other benefits that are available. So that's your talent acquisition strategy. So know your needs, get the word out, act quickly, offer competitive pay, and highlight your culture. If it's a fun place to work, Let people know that it's a fun place to work. The next thing we're going to talk about is key talent retention strategies. So those employees that you've had 6 months or more and you want to keep them, you must invest in training and development so staff can grow. Offer them workshops, coaching, tuition reimbursement, or support getting additional certificates and degrees. So I mentioned that young woman who's offering those employee benefits of offering paying for the students to go back to school. What a dynamic thing. And then she's not forcing them to stay, but they stay because they like her culture and like her as a leader. It's also important for you to support work-life balance when you can allow flexible schedules, remote work options, and understanding the person when personal needs arise. You show that you care about the whole person, not just what they can provide for you, but what you can provide to them. Also, recognizing contributions often call out great work in team meetings, handwritten notes, spot bonuses, have a peer recognition program, celebrate success, and keep open communication. Open communication. Because the world is consistently training, your employees are the front line of what's going on in your community, of your customers. They are the front line and they know exactly what's going on. The benefit of you engaging and having these weekly interactions is you get to enhance your employee feedback and keep that open communication. You can do that by having regular one-on-ones to check in on job satisfaction. Now, back in the day, I would say, hey, you need to check in 30 days, 60 days after the employee has been with you for a while. Today, I am going to suggest after the first week of employment, you should check in and do a temperature check on how the employee is feeling about working with you and your company. If you start open communication and feedback at the beginning, that door will remain open as the employee begins to progress through the lifetime of being an employee at your company. It's important also to make people feel heard. They want to hear you. You want to hear what they're saying and not assume what they're saying. You can measure engagement by using pulse surveys, or I like to say temperature checks, to anonymously solicit input 2 to 4 times a year, or doing more, especially if your turnover is high. Demonstrate you act quickly on concerns. So if I come to you as an employee and I say, I am not comfortable with the amount of pressure that I'm being placed under, it is important that you pay attention to that. Or a person says, hey, I'm being bullied, or a customer is yelling at me. Listen to understand and not listen to respond. This is very important. Retaining top talent requires you to show that you genuinely care, notice and appreciate their work, and you're committed to growth and development. Foster two-way communication and continuously gather information. Here's the second case study, and we're almost done. The second case study is a hardware store and a lumber yard, and they've been open since 1962. They have 25 employees, and turnover spiked among the retail employees due to feeling undervalued and maxed out. We talked briefly about that earlier. So what we did was we partnered with Clark's to help them initiate a peer recognition program, some employee discounts, and monthly team lunches. They also did more cross training between departments. Additionally, Clark's began offering some supplemental benefits. like virtual care, dental, vision, life insurance, mental health support, short term disability, and retirement planning resources. These initiatives, including the additional benefits, led to a 30% increase in employee retention within 8 months. So that change, that shift happened so fairly quickly because Clark's family owned business just shifted and pivoted and paid a little bit of more attention to what their employees were asking for. Customers noted improved energy within the store, which what does what? You tell one person, hey, I'm very happy, and this is what happened. They get increased retention, revenue increases, employees are happy, and turnover decreases. So now we're going to move right on into some frequently asked questions. And those frequently asked questions I get often: what are some good places to post our job openings to reach candidates? I love this question because you have so many options at your fingertips. Um, some top sites are industry specific job boards like LinkedIn. You can use your local career center and your website, your social media. You can also leverage your network and employees to source candidates through referrals. Second question, which is one of the popular ones: we can't afford to match the salaries that larger companies pay. How can we still attract talent? Well, you can't compete with a McDonald's. You can't. And the only reason I'm mentioning McDonald's is because I hear that a lot. We can't compete with McDonald's. Well, stop trying to. You can't compete with McDonald's. You have to compete with people in your industry. Make your culture fun. Play up your culture. If it's a fun place to be, play that thing up. Show people laughing and enjoying themselves. Show people enjoying your culture and working with you. Play up your culture, play up your growth opportunities. If you take trips, talk about those trips. And other perks like flexible schedules, highlight your mission, your community impact statements, offer the best wage you can, even if you can't match big companies. So I use this as an example a little bit earlier. So I have one daycare center, they only can pay $11 an hour. Now, in Tennessee, the cost of let's see, minimum wage is $7.75. Now, I've run across some people still paying $7.75. You can't survive on. You can't even buy a Burger King sandwich for $7.75 or Wendy's. You can't. You can't. It's expensive. Heck, gas is $3.89. It's expensive, right? But this one company, she's offering $11 an hour, but she's also decided to offers those supplemental benefits. Makes her company a lot more attractive because now I can go and get my teeth cleaned. I have some mental health benefits. A lot of those programs, if you're finding the right company, can cost as little as $4 a week. It's very cost effective for a company to be able to offer some of those benefits that are available. And in this presentation, I am not mentioning any companies specifically. If you want to have more details on specific companies that offer supplemental benefit, I am offering a consultation to all people who actively participated in this live, listen to this recording, because here's what I know. There might be some solutions that are out there available to you that you're not completely aware of. What are your top tips for speeding up the hiring process so we don't lose candidates? Quick, 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 quick. Be slow to hire and quick to fire. This is important. Take your time. Spend some time drafting your job descriptions based off of your specific needs. Have a structured process mapped out ahead of time. Be responsive to and follow up quickly with applicants. Try to make hiring decisions within a couple of days. Okay. or 1 to 2 weeks. It depends on how quickly you need to hire somebody. You can capitalize on video interviews to accelerate screening. You can bring final candidates in on site ASAP. Another question I get is how often should managers check in with employees on one-on-ones? Is every 2 weeks enough? The answer here is one-on-ones every 2 weeks is a great goal. Even monthly can work. It depends on your team's needs. That's why there's not a one size fit all. That's why there are those case studies that I provided you were those specific case studies. They had programs that were tailor made based off of a hardware store that's been in with 25 employees and another company that has 12 employees. It varies. Your implementation strategy will be specific to your company because there's not a one size fit all. The key with one-on-ones is to have regular dedicated time to give feedback and show the employees that you care and connect with them. What are, let's see, sorry. Okay, so as we begin to wrap up, I told you this wasn't, we're at 31 minutes. This is juicy. So hopefully you made some time for this today, and I am so grateful and thank you. To wrap up, though, investing in your people drives real business results. It leads to higher productivity, better customer service experiences, and increased agility to pursue new opportunities. Take these steps like reviewing pay benefits, improving communication, and actively soliciting feedback. Small changes can have a big impact. And I want to say thank you so much for your time today. If you'd like to have more information on these strategies, contact me. And my name is Stacy Cole, that little fly. And my number is 615-809-1615. And I can be emailed at alchemybusiness1@gmail.com. Now, I'm not going to let you go without saying it again, and it's alchemybusiness1@gmail.com. And that's ALCHEMYBUSINESS1@gmail.com. So I do look forward to chatting with you and giving you that consultation. I will say it is the beginning of October, so I will have free consultations from now until the end of October. So hop on in my email, send me a text message, and I'll be giving you a consultation on how we might be able to work together. So thanks so much, and you make it a super fantastic Saturday. Goodbye.